It's Monday, but it doesn't feel like a Monday, which I appreciate. Like all the other stuff about Mondays, it's like, yeah, I went through Sunday. I knew it was Monday when I woke up, but like it doesn't feel like a Monday. Like it doesn't feel as ghetto as a Monday normally feels. If you can hear the sound of my voice, I hope you are having a great day. I just wanted to get on here and talk about how the Roger Report had a really good stream this morning. And I had the opportunity to join the panel for a little bit. But I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. I think it resonated with a few people today. And I'm very well aware and take ownership of the fact that I am very much unequivocally and unapologetically a black woman. But the truth still stands that black women are not happy unless we/they have something to complain about. Because I have things to complain about. What makes me happy? Ease and whatever I please. Those are the things that make me happy. This is why you hear me end the that I have that way. Because not only do that for myself, but I wish it for you too. And I think I have my mom to thank for coming up with that sentiment about black women not being happy unless we have something to complain about, because I started wondering, like, if like whenever I would see my mom get frustrated or angry, whether it was at me or something else, I used to always be like, but there was a choice that was made that led you here. And you made the choice, and now you're upset because it led you here. And it's like, I started to also then make the connection between this desire that we have to then talk about it ad nauseum, whatever that thing is that we're complaining about. And then it's like somehow celebrate it. The frustration, the anger, the disappointment, the disagreement. You go in fellowship with other women, and that makes you happy that you are commiserating about this thing. And so that's where it came from. Just noticing that in the black community, amongst black women, there is this insatiable desire to have something to complain about amongst each other and call it sisterhood. But if you come to the sisterhood and you don't have anything to complain about, guess who's getting kicked out of the sisterhood? Because I don't know, I just always have I'm a perpetual optimist. I always come at life with what can we do. It's always obvious what the challenges are, right? The challenges make themselves known and apparent. But the tools that we have to actually combat those challenges, the roads that we can take that we maybe haven't taken, they're still there too. Hey, Red Pill Sleeper Cell and L's Active, how y'all doing on this beautiful, bright Monday? I started off this morning making a TikTok about fall weather, because when I got in the car this morning, my dashboard said 61 degrees. And it is still September, so I'm just not understanding why we skipped from shorts weather to hoodie weather in a matter of weeks. Do we just not get a fall anymore? Do we just not get Indian summers anymore? Am I that old that I have now entered into a time where climate has changed so drastically that I'll have to tell stories to folks about having Indian summers because they just don't know what those are? Is that where we are? Hey, Mr. O with the info. I hope y'all are having a great day, because I am. I really didn't want much of your time. I just really wanted to give a shout out to the Roger Report. He's on his umpteenth channel. And every time he has a new iteration of his channel, he gets new subscribers too, which is what I love. Like all the rest of us, the old gang, we usually come back, but I love the fact that his audience attracts new subscribers. And today's show was one of them ones. I don't know. If you can hear me, if you're listening to this live or if you're listening to it on the replay, shout out to you. Maybe I want to challenge you though. I want to challenge us all in the face of a black woman who isn't happy unless she has something to complain about. Maybe challenge her to happiness. I don't know, what could go wrong, right? You might get barked at. You might get looked at kind of funny. But I was actually just talking to someone recently who was having a really tough day. She's been having a tough time, actually. And it felt good for me that I was able to turn around her sentiment during the conversation that we had. I take that as a personal challenge. I'm going to be honest with you. If you come to me talking to me about something that happened or a day that you had, that I'm going to give you space to get it out, and I'm going to hold space for the emotion that comes with it, because after all, I am a woman, right? But because I tend not to wallow and sit in things, I'm going to ask you not to, and I'm going to urge you not to. I'm actually going to do whatever I can to push you to the other side of it. And there are some instances, don't get me wrong, there are some instances that you just can't, because it's too burdensome. And I get that. So I'm certainly not asking for folks to move mountains, right? However, perspective go a long way when you choose to see it. And trust me, I've had my fair share, more than my fair share, of bad days and things that didn't go the way I wanted them to. So it's not like I can't relate to that. However, I know there's so much more to life. And I am beyond grateful to be living, y'all. So even with the bad, even with the things that come through that make me sad and make me complain, I just have a higher calling for why I'm here, and so I never lose sight of that. That's why I say to y'all, peace, ease, and whatever you please. Because just in an instant, you can turn that around, grounding yourself in that peace, grounding yourself in that ease, so that you could get to whatever you please. This is all temporary. But I plan to be here for a while. It's like challenging fish to fly. Well, you know, that's true. And some of us really make it that difficult. But imagine how difficult they're making it for themselves if they make it that difficult for you. They're walking around here very miserably. And, you know, that in and of itself is also a choice. So I choose happiness every time. I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose peace. I'm going to choose ease all the time, every time. Y'all, I did my eyeliner good today, y'all. I think I'm going to start wearing my eyeliner like this more often. Another thing I talked about this morning was how the crisp fall air invites you to pull out the colors of the season. And I don't typically wear lipstick. I think y'all know that because I have huge lips. Like, I don't really need to bring attention to them. But the fall always invites me to pull out some deep red lip color. And so today I'm giving y'all a little ombre moment. And yeah, I'm almost here to my appointment. I took my lunch break to go handle some business. And then I figured I'd come up here and just chat with y'all for a few minutes. So thank you for listening to me blab. I also found a content creator on here that I'm really excited about because she and I went to middle school together and I think about her often. So I left her a message under one of her videos. I'm hoping that she responds to it. And I hope that she and I can connect because I genuinely miss her. Have you ever like thought about somebody from school that you used to be cool with and like wondered where they're at, and because you don't see them on Facebook or any of your socials, you're like, man, it just stops there. It stops at the wondering because you don't get to see them anymore. You don't have a connection to them. Well, today I made that connection. So if you're watching, Nadira, shout out to you. And I hope to hear from you soon. But to the rest of y'all, I'm going to go inside now. I will talk to you guys later. Like I always say, peace, ease, and whatever you please. All right, y'all.